Over 1,000 years ago, in an era when magic was wild and the wizarding world was just beginning to take shape, there lived a wizard of unparalleled courage and honor. His name was Godric Gryffindor, and he was one of the 4 legendary founders of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. His bravery, his principles, and his vision would go on to shape not just a school, but generations of witches and wizards to come. Tradition tells us that Godric Gryffindor came from a wild moor, a rugged, untamed landscape that the Sorting Hat itself still remembers in its songs. This moor is believed to be where the village of Godric's Hollow would later stand, a place immortalized in wizarding history. While much of his early life is lost to the mists of time, the stories that survive paint a picture of a man with immense physical strength, sharp magical skill, and an unwavering sense of justice. From a young age, Godric stood out. He uniquely combined raw physical prowess with exceptional magical talent, making him a truly formidable duelist. He carried both a wand and a sword, and when facing non-magical opponents, he often chose his sword. He believed that using magic against someone without it was dishonorable. This choice tells us so much about his character. He wasn't just seeking power. He was seeking fairness, even in conflict. As he grew, Godric's path crossed with 3 other extraordinary magical individuals: Salazar Slytherin, Rowena Ravenclaw, and Helga Hufflepuff. Together, they shared a revolutionary vision, a hidden school where magical children could learn in safety, far from persecution. This shared dream became Hogwarts, founded in a remote, magically shielded location. Godric's core principle for this new school was radical for his time. He argued passionately that magical ability, not bloodline, should determine who was worthy of an education. He championed the inclusion of Muggle-born witches and wizards, believing they deserved the same opportunities as everyone else. This progressive and frankly controversial belief put him in direct conflict with his friend, Salazar Slytherin, who insisted on the importance of pure blood lineage. From this clash of ideals, Gryffindor House was born, founded on the values of bravery, daring, nerve, and chivalry. Beyond his philosophical contributions, Godric was a warrior of legend. His dueling skill was said to be unmatched. Stories describe him defending the weak, fighting dark wizards, and standing up to tyranny wherever he found it. He didn't fight for glory, but for justice. Perhaps his most enduring physical legacy is the Sword of Gryffindor. This magnificent weapon was crafted by the master goblin silversmith, Ragnak I, made precisely to Godric's specifications. It was gleaming silver, inlaid with enormous rubies. Legends say they were the size of eggs. Gryffindor's name was engraved just below the hilt. When Ragnak saw the finished sword, he was overcome with greed and claimed that Godric had stolen it from him. He sent his minions to take it back. But Godric didn't respond with brute force. He defended himself with his wand, disarming the goblins without taking a single life. He bewitched them and sent them back to their king with a chilling message. If they ever tried to take the sword again, he would unsheath it against them. This tense confrontation fractured goblin-wizard relations for years, but it perfectly showcased Gryffindor's unyielding sense of honor. Another of Godric's most ingenious contributions was his own hat. He took it off his head, and along with the other 3 founders, they enchanted it with their combined intelligence. This simple hat became the Sorting Hat, an artifact capable of peering into the minds of students, using legilimency to assess their qualities and sort them into the 4 houses long after the founders were gone. Even today, the Sorting Hat remains a cornerstone of Hogwarts tradition, its tattered brim placed on the head of every first-year student. The Sword of Gryffindor, however, was no mere relic. It was magically tied to the hat, and it retained its power through the centuries. A true Gryffindor, in a moment of great need, can pull the sword directly from the Sorting Hat, and because it's goblin-made silver, it has a unique property. It only takes in that which makes it stronger. When Harry Potter used it to slay the basilisk, the sword absorbed the creature's venom. This venom made it one of the few objects capable of destroying Horcruxes. Albus Dumbledore later used it to destroy the ring Horcrux. Ron Weasley used it to destroy the locket, and Neville Longbottom famously used it to defeat Nagini. Godric's relationships with the other founders were deeply layered. He was close friends with Rowena Ravenclaw and Helga Hufflepuff, who both shared his inclusive vision and his love of learning. But his friendship with Salazar Slytherin eventually crumbled. Their ideological war over blood purity became too great to overcome. Slytherin's distrust of Muggleborns and his obsession with pure-blood dominance clashed directly with Godric's egalitarian ideals. This fundamental disagreement ultimately led to Slytherin leaving Hogwarts forever, but not before secretly building the Chamber of Secrets, a dark legacy of his prejudice. Physical descriptions of Godric are sparse, but lore suggests he was a commanding figure, tall and strong, with flowing red hair and green eyes, possessing a presence like a lion. In portraits, he's often seen in robes of scarlet and gold, the colors his house would forever be known by, holding his famous sword. The details of his death, like those of the other founders, are lost to history. But his influence never died. His portrait hangs at Hogwarts, a constant reminder of his bravery and his principles. His philosophy is ingrained in every student sorted into Gryffindor House. They are encouraged to be brave, to be selfless, and to stand for what is right, even when it's difficult. His legacy is also literally etched into the land. The village of Godric's Hollow, named in his honor, became a place of great significance. It was home to many important magical families, including the Dumbledores and, most famously, the Potters. The village itself became a symbol of courage and a sanctuary, a physical reminder of his enduring impact. The stories of his duels, his moral battles, and his willingness to fight for the vulnerable echo through the halls of Hogwarts, in the songs of the Sorting Hat, and in the hearts of Gryffindor students. When first years place that hat on their heads, they are touched by his vision from a millennium ago. When the sword of Gryffindor appears in a moment of desperation, it carries his strength forward through time. Godric Gryffindor's story is not just a memory, it's a living force. He was a protector, a teacher, and a hero. He believed that true worth isn't measured by bloodline, but by the courage in your heart and your willingness to act with honor. His spirit endures in every student who wears the scarlet and gold, inspiring them to live boldly, to protect the innocent, and to stand for what is right. Godric Gryffindor was more than a founder. He was the very soul of bravery at Hogwarts. Thank you for watching. If you love exploring the deepest corners of the wizarding world, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more magical history. We'll see you next time.